Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun. Today we're learning Masechtas Eiruvin Perek Dalid. Mishnah is Yud Yud Aleph. Mishnah Yud talks about an interesting case where the Bnei A'ir, they want to all go 4,000 amos to one side. So they appoint a guy, a shliach, to set a tum, to take 2 meals worth of bread that everyone contributed to. Everyone, owns a shavapruta in the city. And they appoint him before Shabbos to go put the tum on the city limits, meaning 2,000 amos outside the city limits, so they could walk 4,000 amos. And he starts going out of the city limits, but he hasn't made it yet there. And then someone calls him back and says, "Don't go, don't bother. It's cold, it's hot." So, what's the halacha, right? Do you consider that the bread is there or not? So, according to Rabbi Yehuda, right, who says Iker Tchumen is baragla, makom lina, makom, or your body is considered the most important part of shvisa as your residence. So therefore, since he was hitzak b'derech, the shliach, so therefore that we forget about the bread. The bread only works if it's actually there, right? Food only goes if it's there. But here, where he didn't actually use the bread, so you go after his feet. So therefore, he hitzak b'derech. So it's like he planned his shvisa 2,000 amos away. So therefore, he gets that. But the Bnei A'ir, where he's a shliach for, they don't get that eruv, right? They go the regular city limit, 2,000 amos to each side of the city limit. Why do they? Because it's a type of shlichus over here. It's not a shlichus where like kedushin or gerushin, where the person is acting as your agent, acting as you. A shliach is just an emissary to make it easier for you, like a robot, to just go ahead and deposit it where you want to deposit it. So he's not acting on behalf of the Bnei A'ir. So therefore, whatever status he gets, it's not transmitted to the Bnei A'ir. He's machmir Reb Meir, a big time over here. He says it's chamar gamal over here because according to Reb Meir, he's masupach Reb Meir. This is the way Rav Adi Bartanura explains the Mishnah. Right? This person, he's using bread, right? But they called him back. So according to Reb Meir, technically, if you use bread, right, if you have the availability to use bread, that's the main shvisa, that's the main residence. So he didn't actually put the bread there. So we're talking about the shliach now for a second. He didn't put the bread there. So maybe it's not Eiruvin Tchum. On the other hand, maybe he's considered a poor person. It was an onus. The guy called him back. So then in a shasad chach, right, where you don't have bread, or you're a poor person, or you're baderech, you don't have bread. So you can use raglav. So hichsek baderech is like his raglav. Just like if you specify an Iyun or a geder, you say that tree is my shvisa. Here also, where he's hichsach b'derech, where he started going out to the 2,000 amos away from the city, so therefore he would get. It's like he was shovish 2,000 amos away from the city. So for the shliach himself, he's not sure, right? Is tchum the tchum of the city, or is tchum, based on, the 2,000 amos is like his area, his shvisa is 2,000 amos away from the city. So he's stuck. Chamar Gamal. This is the way Rav Tanura learns. Right? Meir says that the shliach is stuck, and therefore we put chumras on both sides on him, and therefore he can only travel 2,000 amos to one side of the city, and the rest of the city he can't even leave the city boundaries at all, and even to go 2,000 amos on any side. Now, I personally think that Meir was talking about everybody, not just the shliach, but everybody, even the Bnei A'ir. They also chamar gamal. The reason I say this, even though it's not the halacha, it's passing Rabbi Yehuda, but for lamda's sake, I'm telling you, analytical sake, I'm telling you what I believe over here, is that, again, that the shliach over here, he's acting as an emissary on behalf of the Bnei A'ir, the people who live there. So, according to Reb Meir, right, your shvisa depends on the food that you bring. So, right, when he's acting as a shliach and he starts out on his journey to bring the food over there, everyone all the Bnei A'ir have a shutfus. They all join together in this food, otherwise it wouldn't work for them. So they have a monetary stake in this food. So on the side, right, he has a suffix, Reb Meir. On the side that, right, he didn't place the bread there, right, we're going after the bread. That's the question. Is he an ani or is he not an ani? Because he got called back. So if he's not an ani and he had bread, so then you go after the city. And if he's considered an ani, a poor person, so you go with baraglav. So here also, since Reb Meir holds that the main type of eruv is bread, right, and right? Even though I said it, that he's the type of shlichus, it's not like a shliach for kiddushin or gerushin, where he's acting as yad arichta, he's acting as the person himself. He's just helping it out. He's like a kofer, like a monkey to bring it over there. But since the kind of shvisa with the bread, everyone has a shutfus in it, all the Bnei Eir own part of it, otherwise it wouldn't work for them. So therefore, according to a mayor, that the Eiruvin works through the bread, you go after the bread, right? You go after the bread, and they all have a shutfus in that. So he's acting as a shliach, but he's acting as a shliach with money that belongs to everybody. So therefore, it's not just for this shliach himself as a sabbath, it's also for the Bnei Eir, because the Bnei Eir, right, joined together with this bread. So they joined together with the bread, and he tried to go there, so then they're stuck to their city because the bread is not where it's supposed to be. On the other hand, maybe the Bnei Eir are considered poor people. Do we go with... The problem is, even though the shliach is not considered the yad arichta, he's not considered the person himself, but here, since Rav Meir holds that the ikar shvisa is with your bread, and everyone has shvus with that bread, so therefore the suffix belongs in the bread, right? Whether you go after the bread or you don't go after the bread, and the bread is jointly owned by everyone in the city, it has to be jointly owned by everyone in the city, otherwise it's not going to be every tumen for everyone in the city. So therefore, according to Rav Meir, B'chamar Gamal, I believe, not just for the shliach, but also for the entire city. So chumrah, we don't pass on Rav Meir anyway, but that's what I believe the correct opinion of Rav Meir is. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.